welcome back to AntLab Games. We are picking up where we left off on our Caverna, the Cave Farmers game, solo playthrough. So we've gone through 7 rounds of play so far. We've got 4 more left. We're going to skip round 9, and we basically are going to have to tally up the scores once we're finished. So we have to give a good think about how we want to finish out the game here, and what kind of moves are going to be the best for, based on what we've done so far. So you can see we've got quite a bit of sheep here, which should help out with some of the food requirements at the end of each round. Each sheep is worth 1 food. We've got some more crops, but I think we need to get some more going. So I haven't set the board up yet, so this is exactly where we left off. I've pulled my workers back, and now we've got to go ahead and replenish all of the action cards. So let's get and do that now. Alright, so first thing we'll do is we'll flip over this action card. So we're in round 8, and what we have here is family life. So we could do, we can expand our family again, and we turn wish for children into urgent wish for children, which is good. And then we can plant new crops. This is good. So we'll put that down. We'll take wish for children and turn it to urgent wish for children. So now we'll get to furnish a dwelling and then expand, or we'll get 3 gold. So a couple of new options here. And I think expanding may not be a bad idea, but I do need to get some more cavern spaces, I think, before we go that route. So let's replenish the board. So we've got 4 logs here. We'll need to add 1 more. Add another log here, another stone. We'll get an ore here, food. We'll need another ruby. Nothing here, 1 sheep. Nothing here. Here, we get another donkey. I think we're going to want to scoop these donkeys soon. Be nice to add them to my collection of animals. Ore delivery, we're going to need 1 stone and 1 ore for that one. And nothing goes on family life. So we're pretty much set. We can get right into our worker phase. Alright, I think what we'll do is we're going to put our level 10 dwarf here. He's going to take all of this wood. So we are out of wood. And he's also going to have to go on a level 1 expedition. So he'll get to gain 1 item. And I think what we'll take is... I think we'll take furnish a cavern. I think we'll furnish a cavern at this point. And what I think I'll build is just something for some victory points at the end. But this is a cuddle room, so this would cost me 1 wood. And there's room here for as many sheep as I have workers. And right now I have 3 workers, so I can put up to 3 sheep in that room. So hopefully we'll get breeding, and I'll maybe get some more sheep later. Or clear some of these field spaces of the sheep and then free that up for some other animals in the future. But again, it's worth 2 victory points, so not a bad thing. And he's also going to go up a level, so I'll move my worker up to level 11 now. With my next worker, I'm going to go and I'm going to do some ore mining. I'm going to take these 4. I get +2 for each ore mine, so I have 1 ore mine, so I get an additional 2 ore for that. And I think I have an idea for my last worker. So my last worker is going to go to the blacksmithing, and I'm going to pay the 6 ore that I took from before, and I'm going to raise him up to level 6, and now we're going to go on a level 3 expedition, so we'll get to select 3 items from rank 6 and below. Alright, so what I'm going to take here is I'm going to take a wheat, a pumpkin, and I get 1 more. And what I think I'll probably do is raise everybody's weapon. All weapons are going to go up 1, so his will actually go up 2. Alright, what I'm also going to do now before I end the turn is I'm going to pay a ruby. And with the ruby, you can place a tunnel. So I'm going to place a tunnel here, grab the 2 food from that. And I have 1 more ruby left. And I'm thinking of placing another one, but I'm not quite sure I want to do that yet. I can do that next turn. So let's let's end it here. We'll bring back our dwarves. So I got room for one there, room for one here, and room for one here. So I've got some pretty high level dwarves now. So turn order really isn't such a big deal this time. So we're going to finish that. Go into our harvest phase now. So we're going to draw the last two, or pick the last two crops, vegetables, and now we're going to have to pay for the food. So it's 2, 4, 6. Should be pretty easy to pay for. 2, 4, 6. I might as well pay it all in pumpkins. Do I want to do that? 2, 4. Nah, you know what? I'll pay it in these two. 2 pumpkins because I want to do some planting next round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so they're fed, and now we can breed. So we have more than 2 sheep, so we're going to get an extra sheep. We have plenty of room for them. Again, with the boars, we don't have any more room, so I can't breed any more boar, unfortunately. So that's going to end this round, and now we'll have to set up the board for the next one. All right, so we skip round 9. We're going to go into round 10, and we've got ore trading, so I can trade in 2 ore for 2 gold plus 1 food 3 times. So basically, I guess that's 6 ore for 6 gold and 3 food. All right. So let's go ahead and resupply the board. So we get 3 here because there's none. We get 1 additional wood, 1 more stone. We get 1 more food, another ruby, another sheep, another donkey. It's good, it's good. Alright, so this one gets another stone and another ore. So this guy's full, so he's going to empty next turn, so I'm probably going to want to take that. So I think we're good there. Now we can get on with our worker placement for this round. I think the first thing we're going to do is excavate. So we'll take these stone, and what I really want to do is place some tunnels. So what I'll do is I'll place a tunnel and a cavern here, and now I can, help me expand a bit more. Alright, so let's go to our next worker and see where he's going to go. Alright, so I'm going to put one of my workers here and do this ore delivery. And that's going to give me all of these stone and ore tiles. And I'm going to get 2 additional for each ore mine I have, and since I have an ore mine, I'm going to take 2 more. And my last worker, I think what I'll do, and this is going to be interesting. Alright, so I will take my last worker and play it. I'll play it here. Alright, so I'm going to furnish a dwelling. So we're going to get an extra. So I can furnish a dwelling and then basically breed, right? So I'm going to have to furnish a dwelling. So in the new cavern I built, I'm going to place a dwelling. I'm going to pay the 4 wood I took earlier and 3 stone for that, and it's going to have room for 1 more dwarf. And that's going to end my turn. Alright, so what I'm going to do with my level 12 dwarf fighter is I'm going to go logging with him. And it's going to take the 4 wood, and he's going to get 1 expedition. And with that expedition, since he's level 12, I can actually sow up to 2 new grain and 2 new vegetable fields. So we're going to do that. And then he's going to level up to 13. So I will do that now so I don't forget. Bang. So with those veggies I was holding on to, I'm going to put 2 there, and at the 2 grain I was holding on to, I'll put 2 there. And now we get to plant some crops on them. 2 on the grain, and 2 more on the grain here. So we are planted. With my next worker, I'm going to take sustenance, grab these 4 food plus a grain, and I'm gonna clear some land. So I will build this here, and I'm building it over that boar, so we're gonna get another boar. So I'll put the boar with his new friend in the house here. And that's it for that dwarf's turn. So our third dwarf is going to do some ore mine construction. So right off the bat, we're going to get 3 ore. And then we're going to get to go on a level 2 adventure. So we'll put the ore mine here. And we'll go on this level 8 adventure, 2 different adventures. So what can we get? I think we'll take a stable. I'll put this out on one of the undeveloped portions of the farm tile. And we get 1 more. So what I think we'll grab is let's grab a 2 gold token. That's what we'll get. 2 gold token. And we're going to move our dwarf up to level 9. And with our 4th and final worker, we are going to take the donkeys. And I could pay a stone to get another stable, but I don't need to do that. So, but I am going to pay the 4 wood to create this giant fenced-in area. Alright, so I'm going to put my giant fenced-in area here in this clearing. You know what, I'm going to just pay an extra stone and get that stable. And this is where I'm going to put all of my donkeys. Well, most of my donkeys. So I can put a donkey in each of my mines. And I can put 2 more out here in this field. And I can actually move these 2 boar out to this field, and then they'll have room to breed next round, so that's good. But my sheep are not going to have room to breed, so... Oh, that's going to be a problem. You know what, though? I'm going to move my donkeys into the... No, I can't move them in the cuddle room. That's only for sheep. Oh, you know what I can do? That's fine. I can take 2 of these sheep and move them into my entry-level dwelling that holds 2 animals. And now there's room for sheep, there's room for piggies, and there's room for more donkeys. So we are good, and that's the end of all my workers' movements, and I get to call them back home and let's do a harvest. So we've got 1 dwarf, 2 dwarfs, 3 dwarfs, and 4 dwarfs. Now remember, this one's no longer a baby, so he's going to need to eat 2 full food, right? So, but first things first, at harvest we'll pick the top crop. And we should have plenty of food to feed them now. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8 food this time. So we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're good. Everybody's fed. And now we breed. So we're going to get an extra donkey. We're going to get an extra sheep. And we're going to get an extra boar. So we are spreading like wildfire. Alright, so let's get ready for the last round. Alright, so the last round card is Ruby Delivery. So it starts with 2. We get +1 if we have at least 2 ruby mines. But we don't have any yet. So let's start getting some resources out on the board. So we've got, this will be the last time we do this. So whatever's on the board now is what we get. So we've got our wood, we've got our ore, we've got our food, we've got our rubies, we've got a sheep, a donkey, And ore and stone. Hang on, I forgot a stone up here. So I think that's all in the 2 rubies down here. Alright, that's it for the board. Let's finish strong. Alright, so with my highest level dwarf, I'm going to go on an adventure. Alright, so I get to choose 3 items, right? So with at level 13, I have quite a few options. So I can place tunnels. I can place tiles. So I'm going to start by placing 1. So that's my first item, right? I'll put this over here for now. I can place another type of tile. I could place a fence tile for a piece of wood, but I don't have any wood. I could pay for that. I could place, I'm going to buy a cow, which I don't have yet. So let's go ahead and buy a cow. And with a cow, I can put him on a space, 1 cow on a space with a stable. Actually, I don't think I can do that. I think I can put him on this space with a stable. I do want to enclose that, but that's my first item. So at level 13, I can also place, let's see, I could place a tunnel, or I could turn that into a fenced-in area. Why don't we go ahead and do that for my second action? I will flip this, and that'll be my second action in the expedition. Or I could have bought the tile. That'd be my third actually. I bought the land tile, I paid again to fence it, and then with my third, I bought the cow. So that's where all 3 of his actions. So he's done. So now I finally got some cows, and this space can hold actually up to 4 cows because of the stable. So that was a big move to get 1 more animal, but I think it was necessary. So let's go ahead and move, get our second dwarf played. Actually, I gotta take that back. I don't have any wood, so I can't do that. But this will be 2 actions, but he can live there for now. So I'm gonna have to do something else with my third. So with my third, I think I can't place a cavern. I need to be level 14 for that. But I could also, I could sow some grain if I wanted to. But I think maybe I'll place a tunnel tile. Do I want to place a tunnel, or should I just place another field maybe? Yeah. If I want to place a field though, it's kind of worthless if I do that. Maybe I'll place a tunnel. So I'll put a tunnel tile in here. Alright, and I think we're done. My level 9 worker is going to do ruby mine construction. And if I place it on a deep tunnel, I get +1 rubies. Alright, so I definitely have deep tunnels, so I'll put a ruby there. Ruby mine there, I'll get a ruby. I could even put a donkey there. Alright, so his turn's over. And actually, I don't know why I put this here. I really wanted to put that there, so I'm going to make that correction now. Because I had other plans for this area. What I want to do at this stage is get all these empties covered up, because you lose points for having them undeveloped. And I still have a few more moves I can make, so let's move on to the next dwarf. Alright, so I'm going to pay a ruby so that I can go out of turn and not have my level 8 dwarf go yet, and I'm going to have this level 0 dwarf go and take all of these. And I'm going to get +1 if you have at least 1 ruby mine. And since I do, I'll take an extra ruby. Alright, before I take my last turn, I'm gonna pay 2 rubies. Now it costs 2 rubies to place a cavern tile. Right? So I'm gonna place a room here. And I think I will pay 1 ruby. And that'll let me place a land tile here. And I can pay another 1 or 2 to place another cavern here, but Not sure I want to do that yet. Maybe. Probably. So let me pay 2 more rubies. And I'll place a cavern here. So now we've got a couple of caverns we can work on. And we'll see about this last turn here. So with my last dwarf, I'm going to go on an adventure. And I'm going to get to take 2 actions, and I'm going to get to do them. I could take the same action twice. Okay, the first thing I'm going to buy is, with 3 ore, I'm going to build a blacksmithing parlor, which any time before scoring I can trade in 1 ore, 1 ruby for 2 gold plus a food, so that's not a bad deal. And for my next development, I'm going to build, I'm going to pay my 2 stone and build a cooking cave. So anytime I can trade in these, which I'll do now, for 5 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I think what I'll also do is I can trade in at any time 1 of each, 1 ore, 1 ruby, and get in return 2 gold and a food. So I'll get 2 gold and a food, and I think I'll do it again. Take a food and 2 more gold, and that's it. So let me call back my dwarves. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we can now do our harvest. Let's back out a little bit so you can see. So we'll pick our vegetables and our grains. Now we have to feed 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I may feed 1 dwarf with 2 ore, so I'm going to do that this round. So now I only need to pay 7, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go 5, 6, 7. And they're fed, right? And then we will breed. So I get a sheep, I get a boar, and I get a donkey. I don't get another cow, but at least I have one. And that's it. So I'm done. All of my moves are done. I'm out of rounds. That's it. So we've finished the final phase, and now I guess we can go into scoring and see how poorly I actually did. Remember, the target here is 100 points, and I can tell you there's no way I'm getting near 100 points, so let's see how I did. Alright, so let's get to scoring. So the game comes with this nice handy dandy scoring card. So we'll basically just go down and see how we did. Alright, so per farm animal and dog we get 1 point. So let's count up all of our farm animals, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we got 24 animals. And so missing type of farm animal. So for every missing type of farm animal we get -2. But I believe all the farm animals are represented here. So the donkeys, the sheep, the boar, and the cows. Right? So everybody's here. So you don't get any negatives, right? So per grain, you get half a point rounded up. So I get half a point rounded up. So basically it just says to add them all up. 1, 2, 3, divided by 2 is 1.5 rounded up, so I get 2 points for grain. Per vegetable, I get 1 point, so it's 1. Per ruby, I don't have any rubies, I don't get a point. Per dwarf, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 0 rubies, 4 for dwarfs. Per unused space, -1. Every space is used, so no negatives. Furnishing tiles, pastures, and mines. So you count up all these little victory point markers, right? So that's 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 28, 30, 32. So I don't have any special bonus point type tiles where, for example, you'd have like that where it would say +1 per 3 farm animals, like the fodder chamber, and I would have to do, count all my animals divided by 3 and I'd get a point. But since I don't have any of those, I don't get to count them. For gold coins and begging markers, I've got 6 gold coins. And now we total it up, right? So that's 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 61, 62, 63, 69. Absolutely terrible. So, well, that's how you don't win the game, but that's at least how you play the game. So I hope you understand. The scoring is pretty straightforward. You just want to get as many animals and vegetables as you could possibly stockpile in the limited amount of time you have. Rubies would have been good, but I was able to kind of trade them off at a better ratio. So I'm sure there's plenty of other ways I could have built stronger engines for scoring, but I enjoy the game. I enjoy just playing through it, trying to try out different things, see what works best. More animals, more crops, more mining. What's really going to pay off. How quickly should I have expanded with more dwarves? Maybe I didn't do that fast enough, so I wasn't able to take advantage of as many turns, per round. So, in either case, that's where I finished with the 69. So that's just something to work towards next game. At least I'll know. I'm getting closer to 100. I'm not quite there. I think I've done worse, believe me. So that's the scoring. That's the game. Hope you enjoyed that playthrough. But before you go, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how I store this monstrosity of a game back in its original boxing. So when we come back, we will jump into my organization solution. Okay, just to give you an idea, this is how much table space you're looking at for this game to take up. It's big. The box it came in is big, but there's a bazillion components that all need to fit back into that box, and it's not easy. However, the storage organizer I have makes that very possible, and I'll show you. Alright, so here's my game board, right? So we've got this absolute mess. But the first thing you want to do is you've got this tray, right? So this is the broken token storage for, they call it the Caverna organizer, but it's basically made for Caverna, right? Pretty straightforward. So you've got a nice spot to put all of your vegetables and animals in, and if you look on the bottom of each of these segments, it gives you a little symbol that matches the type of tokens are supposed to go in there. So it's almost dummy proof, right? So, and let me tell you, while you're playing, to be able to pull the resources out and throw them back in without having to look is a huge time saver. Now the only problem I'm going to say, and really the problem is with the components, is that, really? The exact same brown. They could have made these like spotted cows or black and white cows, or at least something that didn't look like a log, because there's many a time I throw logs in here and cows in here. So, but that's the only issue I have. It's just almost impossible to tell them apart. But you've got spots for everything. Very simple. And it goes in there, there. So that's all of that. I've got my food tokens. That one, and I think that's all of my resource components from the game. So that's all that's going to go in here. That's all this container is used for. So put that aside. Now we pull out the big one. Well, not a big one, it's just a little bit deeper. So this is for everything else. So you've got a little section for each of your, let me get this up here so you can see it a little bit better. You've got this section here for all of your players, right? Your player markers. So there's one for each color, and your little stables, they all go in there. You've got these segments are for all of your land tiles. So it keeps them separate, keeps them organized. What I tend to do is take them out, put them on the board on the side, and then just draw them off the table because I'm not going to need them all. So you've got your other land tiles here. You've got ore mines here. So it's all pretty much separated for you. So you really just have to pull them off your board and right in. Got your caverns. Probably could have separated this in a number of different ways, but I just went whatever made the most sense and was easiest to just, to get them back out of. So I'm going to put these here, here. As you can see, it's all pretty slick. All fits together quite nicely. And you've got room and separation for each type of tile, so you're not, spending all your time searching. Now you've got your cards, right? So these are your round cards. So, as you know, every spot on the board doesn't take a card, but a lot of them do. Especially in the solo game, a lot of them do, right? So you've got all your cards. They go down here. Your scoring pad goes down here as well. And on top of that, you've got this little case. As you can see, this case is to store all of your little level chips. So you can put them, keep them separate. I separate them by, 1 to 8 and then 9 to 14. So then you've got your boards and you've got your other tiles now, right? So these are going to be, done in a similar fashion. I just put them in piles based on what they are, what color they are, and then I will put them in the box according to color. Let me get that real quick. Alright, so we've got our gold tiles. There's our orange. So put your gold tiles in. Your orange tiles I threw here. And these cases are adjustable, so you can pull these little dividers out and put them any way you want. It doesn't matter. And our greens go here. They fit nice and snug. So that's it. Give it a little shake, everything settled down. And we go to the box. So here is the original box the game came in, right? And this fits in nicely, right? We'll slide our tray on top and we'll get all of our boards together, our player boards. So I tend to want to put all of our player boards on the bottom first because they're all the same size. And then I'll put our bigger boards here. And you've got these here. You've got your books. Keep that on top. And the lid. And there you go. That's the organizer. So, hope you enjoyed. That about wraps up this series. So, as always, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. And you keep subscribing, keep watching. I'll keep posting videos. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.